Now boarding for Rebuild of Joycast, your weekly destination for anime, manga, and more.
Chainsaw Man is back, Val.
I'm fucking excited. I've been waiting for this since last year. I think we both have. Oh no, did you read Chainsaw Man this year or last year?
It was last year. It was later
when
last
it ended,
year.
Wasn't it? You waited till it was over, didn't you?
I waited till it was over and then I read it, and I don't regret that because I got to basically binge read like practically like 100 chapters. I mean, how long is part 1? Like
98, 97?
Yeah, like 90, so not quite 100, but still.
No, yeah, I felt like it ended at a good spot, to be honest, actually, for a while at least. And I'm really looking forward to part 2. It's nice that he's back after taking, like, a long break, but I can't help but feel like I almost got, like, a little bit of that, like, Berserk coming back under the new, his friend feeling, because I was like, it's been so long, it's nice to have it back, but, you know, I had, like, some little, like, things here and there. I was like, like, I don't know, the intro could have been better, maybe. But, you know, it's one of those things where it's just gearing up, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this was just a prologue. Like, I was like, he's been doing one-shots for the past, like, 2 years since this has been done. And I like how he returns with another one-shot. And it was actually really good. I just, like, Fujimoto is just a writer. He's just a prompt writer. He's like, alright, I'm gonna tell a story about a talking chicken. This classroom and they raise it. And it's become a character study for my villain. I'm not sure if this is gonna be an arc villain or the major villain of this entire part.
Bucky, the true main character of the first chapter.
Yes.
His journey was a hard one, and it ended abruptly.
I think he may have suffered more than Guts did.
No doubt. So what did you think of the first chapter of Chainsaw Man?
I loved it. I'm all in on Fujimoto in this. Like I said, he's a prompt writer. When it comes to Chainsaw Man, you just go along for the ride, alright? And I'm just like, I put my seatbelt on and I let this one just take me wherever it goes.
I'm happy with it, but I think maybe I'm feeling bitter because like the first thing I did after a long day at work, go on Twitter and then immediately spawn. I'm like, why the hell are you like posting something like that page? It was the one God, it was basically the one where she like kills Bucky. And I was like, nah, I'm sure this is gonna be like it's clearly a relevant page, and I'm like, oh, okay then, well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, because that's the only reason why because I knew it was coming, but the only reason I realized it was out was because Twitter just fucking exploded. They didn't even give it a second.
They really
like,
didn't.
The moment it came out, boom, it was just all over Twitter.
Yeah, there's usually like, I don't know, a little bit more like of a buffer before people start posting it, but...
And no, and I understand because like people do post some key panels. Like, I get that. But this was like, I swear to God, people were posting like, if you collected all the tweets, the entire chapter was out on Twitter. You could have read it on Twitter.
No doubt, no doubt. But I actually like this. I like the little way that he's showing that the world's changed with Chainsaw Man.
Yes.
Like, you've got these
little hints.
Yeah, like you've got these students and this teacher just casually adopting this devil into their class, and it's like a weak one, but it still shows this casual opinion of devils now, and that Chainsaw Man's made it seem like, oh well, devils can be good, and we can like
now.
Yeah, exactly, and we can possibly coexist with them now and all that. The art was really good, actually. One of my favorite panels was probably the one with the girl. I don't know her name right off the top of my head. I'm like looking at the chat.
Is it the main girl?
The main girl, yeah.
I mean, you could just call her War now.
Yeah, true. I guess War. One of my favorite panels in it was her looking down from the roof, and you've got all the crows and birds behind her with this like sprawling, this big building right behind her. It's a really nice panel, I thought, right at the beginning. Something that I thought was kind of gonna turn out to be obvious was the blonde girl banging the teacher, and my suspicious was like immediately confirmed when it's like, wait, they're out at night, and yeah, She just said it right there. She's banging him. She's banging him. And then everything just sort of explodes, doesn't it?
I mean, that's Fujimoto to a T, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
They always talk about his pacing, where it goes from 0 to 60 in a microsecond. It just snaps. And it's very entertaining. There's even a reference to Goodbye Eri, the explosion. Like, he's been hinting at stuff since the beginning. I love that. I like how self-referential he is there. He's like, I've been teasing with ideas since the beginning.
The other way that I feel like it did a really good job of showing, like, how people's opinions have, like, changed of devils is that you've got these high schoolers now making pacts with devils. Like, this girl just, you know, had a minor, like, streak of envy or, like, dislike for this girl, and she, like, goes straight up to summoning the Justice Devil to, like, figure out how to fuck her over in the most effective way.
Yeah, so that's the thing that, like, the Justice Devil, you would think that would be a little bit stronger. I mean, I guess it depends. Like, we don't know.
It's however much fear, I guess, Fujimoto.
Yeah, how much
puts
you fear,
into it.
and so you would think. Like, I guess it depends on the definition of justice.
I mean,
like, what does it mean by justice?
Because,
yeah, it's weird. It's weird because to me, it's like almost in a sense, like maybe there's a separate punishment devil, and that's the whole thing. Because I feel like sometimes those things go hand in hand. Like, there's a fear of justice. When you've done, like, this, the Justice Devil is the devil, like, criminals would be afraid of. And in a world where justice has kind of overstepped its boundaries, not everyone's a fucking criminal, but most people now fear justice in some way. It's almost practically primal at this point, in the current state of the world.
I think you're more onto something in saying that there's, like, a separate punishment devil. To be honest.
Yeah, like I said, I'm curious at what the definition of justice, this Justice Devil's definition is, because it seems kind of petty.
Like, a criminal might be able to justify why they've done what they've done, and so they're like,
exactly.
well, this is
but
my
like,
justice.
Like, Justice made a deal with some fucking high school girl. Just to go bang a dude. Like, it's not really doing too much. Like, but then again, maybe that's just a testament to how strong war is, because war is definitely much stronger and more scarier. So maybe that was what I know. It's like, I feel like I didn't quite sense the stakes in the Justice Devil. I was like, am I supposed to be impressed? Is war too strong where I'm not really impressed by the feat that they've just accomplished? I will say that war is cool though. Okay, fucking Tanaka, fucking spinal cord sword, fucking sick.
No, it's super cool. Everything about war is super cool in the way that they do it, but I am confused because the war devil should be powerful as well. It really should.
Yeah, no, and I agree. It is powerful. It's demonstrated to be powerful. It's the fact that. How strong is justice? I never quite felt the strength of justice.
Wait, we actually have to think about this. So, I was about to say that war should be way more powerful, but I'm thinking about that in context of our world.
Exactly.
I'm not thinking of the context of Chainsaw Man world where things like the Nazis didn't exist or anything. Like, no, like, assumedly if you don't know who the Nazis are...
War still exists, though, in whether someone's there or not.
War absolutely still exists, but it's the idea that, you know... If people don't know what Nazis are, they probably don't know what World War II is. They haven't seen one of the greatest conflicts in, you know, human history.
But I'm sure there's been great conflicts in this world. Though,
absolutely,
so.
But it might explain why
war is so general. Again, even more so than justice, I would definitely say war is borderline primal. Because war has existed since, like, the fucking dawn of man.
I would like to think that, but I'm thinking that maybe with the absence of Makima, maybe this is like where the War Devil is like, yeah, it's like time for me to like come in and like do shit again.
And it seems like the case, yeah. But I love the power system of this universe. I love that it's based on how much you fear a particular concept. And the fact that there's categories of concepts. Like I said, there's general fears, there's petty fears.
You mean the universal fear, right?
Yeah, universal fear. In Chainsaw Man's case, primal fears are the, like, death, darkness. The things that everyone, doesn't matter what they say, they're definitely afraid of.
Yeah, absolutely.
The fear of the unknown. Like, I really love this because it's a fun way to make you speculate until you see it. And that's why Justice is here so shortly, and I go, oh, I'm kind of morbidly curious to see what Justice really was as a devil. We don't get much time spent with Justice. I'm a little disappointed. Because I would like to see how he defines justice in this world. What about justice is so scary? Because definitely it's more powerful than the fear of chickens, as Bucky is, a petty fear. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see more of that. I know, but yeah, I wanted to see more. I'm spoiled. Chainsaw Man spoils us. I'm getting very bratty about it. I'm just like, I want more of this good thing.
I'm thinking that the devil has taken over her body rather than she's working with the devil.
There's traces of her. I agree. It's definitely a puppet, but I think there's still traces of her in here, and I hope there's more than what we're seeing. I want to see more than just the War Devil. I want to see a merger. I want to see both personalities combined because she's very fascinating. I mean, we built her up all this way. I mean, it's Fujimoto, so he could have built her all this way just to fucking get rid of her. He's a one-shot man.
Yeah.
He's not scared of getting rid of things. He's not of discarding.
Absolutely. There are a lot of things in Chainsaw Man 1 that never came up ever again. I mean, they might come up
he's
here.
not afraid to discard, and it's not that's not a criticism. It's like the fact that when he's satisfied, he will make sure that is a because I will say, if we don't really see her again as a person, we have a satisfying experience with her. Well, I would like to see the merger of war and a high school girl combined. I like that concept.
Yeah, maybe. I think more about things like when I think unfinished concepts is the guy who I think his whole thing was that he like mimicked a person and basically became them, and he basically got so nervous that he just decided to like live that person's life forever. Do you remember though, the three brothers and they all had abilities and the one guy like survived, but he was pretending to be someone else? I feel like that never came about with anything, and it reminded me a lot of a Ghost in the Shell episode, second gig, where an ex-girlfriend of one of the characters has decided to take his life through, like, taking all of his memories, and you know how Ghost in the Shell works, right? I know the basic principles. I've seen the movies at the very most. Yeah, for people who haven't seen it, it's a future where basically it's normal for people to just have fake, synthetic, robotic bodies, and all of their brains and their personalities entirely in their head, and they can like shift bodies and everything and be in whatever they want. There's like a guy who's like a really old, small like box, and he disturbs his family because he loves that body for himself. And so this ex-girlfriend getting all of his memories, and she turns up in a body exactly like his, and they have this fight, and the whole thing is like trying to kill each other, but you know, it's like the Sonic the Hedgehog bit. You know everything in like what's the exact line? I feel like you know.
It was strange, isn't it? I know everything you're thinking, and you think everything I think. Strange, isn't it?
Yes, that's perfect. And one of them dies, and they're like, okay, so how do we tell which one's which? And the main character of the series is just like, well, it doesn't actually matter in the end because she was just going to take his life and carry on from there, so we just ignore it, basically. Someone died, we don't know who. Let's just take the token. I can't remember his name. He's like one of the not as prominent members of the team, but that was always like an interesting thing to me, I thought.
In short, Ghost in a Shell, it's about artificial intelligence, the existentialism of the soul and the body. The android body and AI is a metaphor for the soul.
Yeah,
the body.
It's a cool fucking show. Anyone who hasn't watched
I mean, we don't really have to explain it unless we have a very young audience, but you should watch Ghost in the Shell. It's a foundational anime.
Yeah, you can watch like the movie. It's super good. And you can watch the anime series standalone complex. It's actually
just don't watch the Hollywood one.
Yeah, no.
I don't think it's that bad. I just don't think it's a good Ghost in the Shell movie. But if you want
absolutely not.
But if you want, some sci-fi, you want some popcorn sci-fi. Actually, I mean, I'd actually highly recommend it in that regard. But it's not a proper substitute.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Denji in this. I'm surprised.
I miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. I was thinking like, oh, is she gonna be like?
He's merchandisable now. They have
right?
Chainsaw Man snacks.
I really thought that they were gonna be like,
wrappers.
oh, I hate demons and I hate and oh, I'm gonna meet Chainsaw Man. Nope, doesn't even show up. He is probably in a different school, and I guess that's
that's her goal though. Again, I do dread my optimism says that her personality will continue to persist in this puppet body, There's definitely an obsession with Chainsaw Man. Now, is War obsessed with Chainsaw Man? I don't know, but she definitely is. And she basically says, I'm gonna make you shit out of a fucking nuke when I get through with you. Or she says, I'm gonna make you vomit nuclear weapons. I'll make you vomit nuclear weapons back up. And I go, translator, writer, localizer, was that really the best line? Kind of clumsy.
No, that's sick, because what if he's gotten rid of nukes?
Maybe that is the case.
That'd be fucking sick.
I need to reread Chainsaw Man. It's been a while.
Ah, dude, it's still
I've got One Piece brain right now, and it's not going away anytime soon. But Chainsaw Man might cure it.
1 week, one more week, and the dry spell's over. It's gonna be sick. No, I like this Chainsaw Man chapter. There was just stuff like, I was like, well, Bucky dies. Fucking thanks, Twitter, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, right. Twitter, you gotta calm the fuck down. I understand with movies and manga, there's different rules about spoilers, but like, give it at least like an hour. Holy shit.
No, I literally got home.
I like that's a testament to how popular Chainsaw Man is, because I can avoid My Hero spoilers, despite how ingrained I am to that culture on Twitter. I can avoid those. Chainsaw Man? Holy fuck, you can't avoid it apparently. Shit. Especially when it's a simul release.
I'm absolutely certain the next chapter is gonna be dope as fuck. Like, you know, I don't know
they're
if he's gonna
be Val, they're all gonna be dope. They're all gonna be dope.
Yeah, I know. Any other thoughts on Chainsaw
grinning.
Man? I'm still. I definitely think that Chainsaw Man got rid of nuclear weapons though, or something.
He probably did. Like I said, like this, the world has, as you said, the world has changed, and we're gonna get like a slow IV drip feed of how this world really works. What fascinates me is about this particular part of time, it looks like they've kind of rebuilt a bit, or maybe this is just some fictional corner of Tokyo. All the buildings are stacked up. Everything's like, it reminds me, bring it back to one of our podcasts, the Batman, of how they made it, the Batman, or even Todd Phillips' The Joker, how they decided to shoot scenes. Come to think of it, Fujimoto is such a cinephile. I guarantee. So I'm on pages 30 through 31, and you have these angles. Almost every angle is a looking down shot from a corner of a building, and I have to wonder if Fujimoto, because he would not necessarily directly reference Todd Phillips' Joker, but definitely be inspired by its cinematography. Because I like the way it's one of the things I like about that Joker film, and I like about the framing of these panels and this corner of Tokyo they are at. It looks like a cavern. It's nighttime, but it looks like a cavern. You hardly ever see the skyline. The one shot panel you mentioned is probably one of the rare times we see a sky. Otherwise, everything is shot downward. Oh, we see some sky in page 8 and 9 as well. But you don't really see the sky. We've practically created a new hell on Earth. I'm just fascinated. There's so much to comb over because he's such a cinephile. So he definitely, I know film better than I know manga, as much as I love manga and comics. And he puts manga paneling into cinematic terms that I better understand. That's part of the reason why Chainsaw Man is definitely much easier for me to read than most manga.
It's probably why it's gonna translate super well into
I understand. I can understand like metaphor and like just allegory and shit just purely visually much easier than I do in manga, because I'm just not as well versed. That's why I hire an artist to work on mine. Because I understand where my expertise stops.
This is like a 40-page chapter and it felt super short.
Yes, because they're bigger panels. Again, cinematic. They're much bigger.
Yeah.
There's more feast for the eyes.
I think definitely for Denji's story, he gave way more context for what was going on than in this one.
Well, that's what I want to mention, because this, like, maybe, I mean, for all we know, maybe this is going to be our protagonist. Maybe Denji is our end boss. That would be kind of fascinating, wouldn't it, Val? Like, as much as we miss Denji, maybe Fujimoto understands that, and he's gonna prey upon our desire, our longing for Denji, and that's how we create tension and stakes for an end boss. We're now telling the story from another devil user's fucking perspective.
You know, that feels like, did you ever play, not Infamous, what was the one that was, like, released opposite Infamous? Freaking, it's a superhero game. And
is it in the same franchise?
no, it was like a superhero game or a superpower game. Prototype. Do you remember? Known as the Prototype. Is it Prototype?
I don't remember a lot of video games because they're not very memorable.
Yeah, it was Prototype. Basically, in the first game, you play as this hooded guy, Alex Mercer, and you beat the game.
That's a teens video game protagonist name.
Yeah.
Shaved head, stubble.
Yeah, something like that.
Basically,
hoodie.
they're all me.
Everyone thought that it was like a new Assassin's Creed game because he wore a gray/white hood or something. And then in the second game, you play as this black guy who has military experience, and he gets the same powers as the previous protagonist, but the previous protagonist is now the villain of the second game. And
it's not an original story structure. That's why I bring it up.
Course not.
Because I'm like, this has been done before. If it works, and I wonder if that's the perspective we get. Again, I am along for the ride. In Fujimoto, I trust. Whatever he does, I am along for it. Like, he has to, like, exceptionally fuck up. In the one shot he did last week, just listen to the song, he claims that this is going to be worse than part one. But I don't fucking know, man. Like, again, you're innocent until proven guilty, Fuji. Say what you want. I'm already enjoying this.
The point I was making about the Prototype game, connection thing, was that we have essentially seen everything we can about Chainsaw Man. I don't think...
Yeah, like, is Denji's development done? Is Denji's development over?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's worth speculating, and yeah, I would agree with you that we have a already fully satisfied Denji experience. Again, Fujimoto is not afraid to discard once its job is done, and Denji's job might be done. Like, his new job might be he's the new Griffith. He's the new coming after you.
I mean, the only thing that really saves him from that is the fact that the manga
he's our
is
new
called,
Moby Dick.
The manga is called Chainsaw Man, but we don't know what he's gonna.
Okay, no, but Chainsaw Man. That's the name of your villain.
Oh, true.
Yeah, like that's fine. You can name your series after your villain.
Yeah, no,
he's the hero of this, and I should be careful. Not villain, but antagonist. Like, he's not a bad guy, but it just we're now doing a story from another character's perspective who doesn't like Denji, so he's the antagonist now. And now we're gonna see her rise and her experiences, and if that's the case, I'm all for it, maybe.
No, it'll be interesting.
You have to really fuck this up for me to not like Chainsaw Man or to not like anything Fujimoto does. The only time Fujimoto has ever made me raise an eyebrow is Fire Punch.
Oh?
I know you're a big fan of it. Fire Punch did not do much for me.
No, I haven't finished it. I like it though.
It didn't quite gel for me. The wants to fuck his sister thing, or that's not exactly the opposite. The sister wants to fuck him. I'll talk about the death of Shinzo Abe and meme on it all day, but I really don't. I'm so dispassionate about incest and pedophilia in anime that I can only muster an eye roll and I want to move on. And that's what happened with Fire Punch. Plus, conceptually, it's a solid concept. He's so pissed off he's alive forever. It's too slow. Again, I'm so accustomed to fast-paced Fujimoto. Fire Punch is, pun intended, a slower burn.
I'm surprised you don't like do you like the cinephile in it?
I do like that, where
Cinephile
he's
main
just watching
villain?
a movie. Yes.
Yeah.
Again, because it's just himself.
and the pettiest motivation.
Again, it's still very much him. Like I said, it's the pacing. I'm so used to a million miles per second Fujimoto. Fire Punch is slower, and that's why. So when you're slower, it's harder for me to forgive the things I really don't like.
That's fair.
I'm like, what am I doing here? Whereas if there's something you don't like in Chainsaw Man or his more recent works, give it like a fraction of a second. Something new will happen.
By the way,
forget about it.
I decided this morning to check out all the new Viz manga updates. So that included like Ruri Dragon and even your most hated Doron Dororon.
Why would you say that name? Why would you say that name?
I just felt like it. Anyway,
his day is coming. Not his day. I have no ill will towards the mangaka. It's just the story.
I know, but I'm pretty sure...
Doron's days are numbered.
No, it really does. It really does feel like it is, because it seems as though they're, like, rolling up to, like, a small-scale war arc.
Oh, is he pulling some endgame shit, trying to rush
I know
it
it feels like it, and I just read the
gotta
newest chapter.
end at what chapter are they at right now?
I think they're at 30. They're at 30.
He reps at chapter 50. Goes, oh yeah, I ended it on my terms. And it's like, well, I mean, congratulations for getting farther than Golem Hearts, but like Golem Hearts should be.
I think
here,
Golem
not
Hearts also
Doron.
got around the 30 like.
Golem Hearts got to like 20 or 18. It
Yeah.
didn't last long.
It didn't last long, but I think
and it should have lasted longer.
Think it did. I don't know.
It was so much better.
Yeah, but I think Doron Dororon is probably ending relatively soon on his terms. I'm not sure because I only checked
It's
the
never on
newest
their
one.
terms. If you're below 50 chapters, it's never on your turns. What I'm concerned about is Ruri Dragon, 5 chapters in, and the mangaka is already burnt out. No, and the mangaka is already burnt out. He's taking a week off.
It has pretty quality art, but I'm just like, I tried to read through that, and I was like, nothing's happening. In fact, I even looked
That's
through...
not going to be anyone's cup of tea. I completely understand.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
love my slice of life. And not only slice of life, but really well-drawn slice of life.
You only like nothing happening if it's in a certain genre.
The page flow is fucking immaculate, Val.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love... So Fire Punch is bad eye rolling. I like the way my eyes roll reading Ruri Dragon, the way it makes my eyes move across the page. I love it.
Are you sure? Wait, I have a question. In Fire Punch, are you sure it's not supposed to be, like, you know, oh good, I'm glad that this isn't something that I had, like, stomach for more than, like, a chapter before the character died?
Well, it's still his freaking...
Because that seems like something that Fujimoto would absolutely do, because because it would make you go, oh no, oh good, this...
The fact that he played on it, he's like, oh yeah, I was just kidding, I'm gonna kill her ass.
I could very easily see that.
I could easily see it too, Val, but again, I don't want to play with it, is the thing.
Okay,
Because it did not feel like a parody.
I thought, though,
feel like parody.
I even went back, though, to the chapters of Ruri Dragon I didn't read, and I was like, where's the dad? I thought we would see the dad.
They showed the dad. They had a scene where the mom talked to the dad.
Yeah, but we didn't actually see anything.
Well, we're working our way to it, all right? As we're working our way to seeing Denji again, we'll see that dragon.
Yeah, it makes it. I don't want it to be like Game of Thrones, though, which I never watched, and I feel absolutely validated on.
So the Joy Boys are watching, while me and Steena are watching One Piece, the others are watching, Game of Thrones right now.
Oh, yeah?
And I still attest that the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones are awesome.
Oh, yeah, similar to me in saying the first 4 seasons of BoJack Horseman are really good.
I think BoJack Horseman's perfect throughout.
I feel like there was a drop-off.
A little bit, but not
6.
sizable.
Yeah, I don't know. We can talk about it another time. That's neither here or there. I literally looked on YouTube and I was surprised how like irrelevant BoJack is now.
Good anime. But Ruri Dragon is not supposed to be everyone's cup of tea. Like it's like Earthchild, where I'm like, what the fuck is this doing on Shonen Jump? Like Ruri Dragon,
I think
should
even
be on
Earthchild
Jump
is
Plus.
ending. It really feels like it's ending.
We've been thinking it was ending for the past like 2 months, and it's still going.
Yeah,
Who the fuck knows?
I don't even know, like... I was really surprised. I thought it was going somewhere, and it was just like, nah, I'm just sad about my wife, and I'm just raising my baby. And I'm like... I thought there'd be a bit more going on. I don't know.
There is stuff going on, but I'm just not keeping up with it. I can't tell you what's going on.
He's like saved his wife now, and
yeah, there's another boss there. There's the spirit of the earth. I don't know. I'm barely paying attention.
Yeah, there's like a woman, a really hot woman, like.
But I'm wishing for a success. I hope Earthchild goes a million fucking chapters though. It's not going to last, but I hope it lasts just to spite the others. Because this thing still has heart. It's not good. I don't care for it, but it's got a lot of heart.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what's going on in it. To be honest, like I should have kept up with it more. I thought I was, but you know, I've just been so like, I've just been waiting on Chainsaw Man. All I wanted was Chainsaw Man, and
we got it, baby.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about some others. Super Smartphone. 10 chapters in, it already has a color spread. This is the new Messiah. Okay. Super Smartphone. That's Shonen's new favorite. Shueisha's like gonna prop that one up. I'm wondering when the forced phenomenon phase happens, like My Hero Academia, where Shueisha goes, yeah, this is the one we want to market.
Oh.
And they just completely push it.
See how that goes. What else did I look at?
I just think it lacks the marketability is the problem.
Yeah.
The characters are very much defined. Like, Super Smartphone is like the inverse Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen has amazing characters, but such a mid-story. And Super Smartphone's got a really fucking fascinating story, and the characters are like, they exist. They're content to exist.
Oh, I did notice in Doron Dororon. I know you want to talk about that as little as possible.
No,
but
go ahead, get it out.
It seems as though he's actually going for a slightly darker style. Like the characters are a bit more sharp looking than they were before. And I saw this in the comments on Viz, but apparently he got rid of the girl, like the main girl character that was like kind of insulting to him a lot. He just got rid of her. He's like written her out of the story and replaced her with like the female character that he originally had in it.
Wouldn't know.
You probably I don't blame you. You probably don't remember, but
didn't get that far.
Apparently she wasn't like received well, so he actually like wrote her out the story or something. So it seems as though he's definitely trying to keep
Super
it on.
Smartphone feels the same way. There was this love interest for like 3 chapters. But I think that's just a testament to how nothing these characters are in Super Smartphone. It's my biggest criticism of it. It's just the characters are just kind of, you know,
No,
they're doing their work.
Yeah.
They're doing a rep. And then conversely, Jujutsu Kaisen audience, I have gotten past the Shibuya incident, and I'm still not turned.
No?
I'm sorry. I still attest that the characters are amazing. I love them. You keep giving me characters, I keep loving them. And you can pretend to kill them, and I know they don't, except for spoilers. Spoilers if you're actually intending to read Jujutsu Kaisen. Skip a few minutes ahead. I really like Nanami, and he's probably dead at this point, and so that's a bummer.
Which one's Nanami?
The dude with the circular glasses. He's kind of like their chaperone for a little while, and then he acknowledges like,
Yeah, I love him. The one with the suit. You just had to say suit man.
I love when he gave him his backstory. That's when I started kind of getting more positive feelings about. Because again, the characters are immaculate, and I loved him. He seemingly dies, and that's a bummer. Versus the female, the as you say, the female. It's so reductive, but for Shonen Jump, that's what it is. Nobaru, quote unquote, dies until a chapter later where they stabilize her, and the guy goes, "Well, it's not a zero chance she'll survive," which by Shueisha's standards means 100% chance of survival. So she's not really dead, but they really play it up like that. I'm like, I feel nothing. I feel nothing about the story. I love the characters. I feel for Nanami, but I'm not scared for anyone else.
No.
I love them, but the story doesn't feel scary enough. They're in a post-apocalyptic Shibuya now, and apparently that's the game change where I go, yeah, I read Vigilante Deku Arc 2. It's never that permanent. It is what it is. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Here's the thing. So I got that far and went, all right, am I just being a stickler? Am I being a fucking wet blanket? Am I a fucking stick in the mud?
Yeah.
I went to check everyone's favorite Anitubers, and guess what? They all agree with me. Which, by that proximity, because I'm so fucking petty, I almost want to champion Jujutsu Kaisen now. Because all the popular Anitubers think it's mid too.
No, that's fair.
I almost want to do it. I almost want to become Jujutsu Kaisen's greatest champion.
I chose to wait for the anime, because I don't know, I just decided, I don't usually do this, I just decided to go full anime.
I'm done reading the manga, folks, but guess what? I said last week I wasn't really interested in watching the anime. I am reversed now. I would actually give the anime a chance once it catches up to this arc. I would actually continue watching the anime now. I don't want to read it, but like if I could passively skip through some awesome fight scenes, because that's another thing I keep forgetting to bring up. I love the characters. The fight scenes are also really well drawn.
They are.
But again,
there's
narratively, a snorefest.
There's some bits where I was like looking at it, I remember watching it, and there's a bit where it's like really obvious that they like drew the characters like over the background. I mean, obviously they do that in a lot of things. But it's when the characters like running along this stream of vines and stuff in this really high octane fight, and it's really obvious that they're not actually running on the vine, but it's like shifting and turning, and it looks a bit janky and everything. But no, for the most part, it's a really well animated like series. I enjoyed it a lot. When I was so ill that I was like, oh, I've got nothing else to do. I'll sit down and watch it before I go see the movie tomorrow.
I want to see the movie. I want to see the movie now because I recognize that character. So they make this big dramatic reveal at the very end, and they reveal this character from that movie. Oh. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That there's something narratively interesting. Even though I have no context for that movie, I'm just familiar with the character design because Host tells me a million different things about this franchise. So I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it via osmosis. But like I'm fascinated to see because there's a fight. There's a guy who seemingly controls frames per second. That's part of his curse. Control his little shaman art. And I'm like, okay, I want to see that animated. That's interesting. But again, like I said, great characters, great fights. It's the most popular Shonen Jump possible. It's financially, critically, it's the most well received. Go figure, because that's what Shonen Jump is. Jujutsu Kaisen is Shonen Jump. I concede to that. I get it, but it just doesn't turn my needle, baby. It's a completely, utterly personal opinion. That this story is just very trite and predictable and boring, and apparently all the popular Anitubers agree with me. So now I'm going to be awake at night thinking about how do I spite these people and think of how to make Jujutsu Kaisen better. How do I pretend its story is greater than it actually is? How do I fool myself because I'm so fucking petty and contrarian?
What did you think about the new My Hero?
The new My Hero. Again, we have
color
limbs.
Spread.
Limbs in the absence of consequences, in the absence of death. I'm getting tired of it. But that being said, this art continues to be fucking incredible. I mean, let's start with the art. Let's start with the cover page, as well as the spread. Let's start with the cover.
I'm annoyed that they did.
So the cover just spoils 0 for 1.
Yeah. I'm like, why did they
do this?
Why'd they show it now when, like,
what
I would
are their
understand
plans? So they must have other plans for other fucking covers, and this is the only time they could fit it in?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Yeah,
I think next week they're gonna do a One Piece, like, cover page.
Probably. I think they're just gonna be One Piece cover pages for, like, the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Because Oda just sent a public letter saying, this is it. I'm about to reveal anything I've yet to reveal. It's all coming together now. I'm like, oh my god, stop. I'm going to fucking piss. I'm so sad. I'm so sad I'm gonna piss my pants. Don't do this.
We also got character poll, I think.
In My Hero?
I think so. I'm seeing, like, the characters on the front. There's numbers.
Yeah, you're right.
Bakugo with the number 1.
It's really, but I mean, big surprise.
Why the fuck is Rudy there? Is his name Rudy Soul or something?
Rody Soul with number 9. Well deserved. Again, you should watch that movie. Roddy's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you saying that he was a good character.
Are they gonna show more of the details of the poll later? Like, why is it like... It's like they have 1, 2, 32, 3, 18, 9. Why is Miracle 32? Who are the 31 motherfuckers who are ahead of Mirko besides Bakugo and Deku? Shigaraki had 18, which is a bit of a drop.
Best Genist is in there probably.
Yeah, I'm confused why they decided to use the stock images, because these are all images he's drawn before.
Yeah,
but I do understand in the context of he dedicated the color spread to everyone. This color spread.
I feel like the top 3, like Mirko. Mirko is actually one that I think he did draw before. Yeah.
He definitely drew that before. That was from a sketch that then got colorized.
Fair enough.
Whereas the Shigaraki Deku, that was another cover once upon a time. And then Roddy's, that's his fucking promo art.
I'm getting really tired of seeing all of these characters actually in spreads.
Really, I really like this spread. I thought this spread was really cute.
It's all right. I do like Gran Torino and.
Oh, where's he? I haven't seen him.
He's on All Might's back.
Oh, look at him.
He really looks like Yoda.
That's the point. That's literally the reference. That's literally the reference.
I know, but I never noticed until now just how much he looks like Yoda. Bakugo's looking pretty fly. Can't deny that.
He's doing the meme. He's doing the meme fingers, the Beast Boy fingers.
Short hair's looking great. Oh, I know you're all about that bisexuality, but what about polyamorous relationships? Because
yeah, look at that. Jiro's just got both of them.
She's just got and Froggy, she's like trying to get a grab on that shoulder. Or
no,
maybe
Froggy's like,
titty.
let go of him. He's bad for you. Let's go, lesbians.
Ida's got Bakugo by the fucking legs.
By the dick, bro.
Yeah, he's like, no, I want that fucking front spot. I deserve it.
I forgot what we said about it because we did a shipping stream. I don't know what we said about Tokoyami and Todoroki because now I'm wondering, man. Now I'm curious. What does Horikoshi know that we don't? What does he know better about his own series that I don't know better about his own series?
Okay. No, that can't be. Okay, sorry. I just saw a thing. It's like most of these characters are wearing red, and then some of them are wearing different colors.
What do you mean? It's black and red. What are you talking about? Different colors? White?
No, because there's characters wearing white suits, and then
that's the old black guy. So that was
I know, but
joke,
then Darby is wearing a black suit.
He's got black and red. Look, red shoes though. Sorry, that's Eraserhead. That's Eraserhead shoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Darby's got all black, almost like it's a funeral.
Same with Spinner, and I thought maybe it was gonna be a villain thing.
But people are wearing black though, so that's not radically different.
Oh yeah, I just wonder if maybe it's telling.
Oh, so me and Steena have to go to a wedding in August, and our clothing we chose for the wedding would totally fit in this spread. Yeah. We're going with the old red and black. Actually, you know what? This is just a reference to JoyRide. Horikoshi's just giving us our due. He's saying thank you for saving my series and giving me some ideas.
No, my point was like,
thank you for recycling the ideas that I abandoned when people guessed my ending.
I don't know if maybe some of these characters who are wearing all black or something have some relevance to anything, or maybe there's a connection in what's going on.
I don't see it.
I'm going on some One Piece theory shit where, it's all like, the number 3 is in the background of this chapter, and who's got the number 3 on their clothes? It's Sanji. That's because he's the 3rd sibling of the Germa siblings, and it's always been that way. Oda planned it. I'm going too far.
No, it's definitely worth discussing because Oda definitely puts those stakes in.
I mean, I saw people be all like, oh, it was foreshadowed years ago that Buggy was going to be...
Also, I just noticed, so my eye's been trailing this entire image, Gentle Criminal and La Brava's there.
Where the fuck
are
they?
Underneath Midoriya's kneecap, between Koda's ass.
Oh my god, yes! My boy... I'm gonna get a fucking screen... that's gonna be my new fucking...
This highly blurry fucking image of Gentle Criminal.
Of course. For a moment, I thought he did the Dragon Lady twice.
No, that's Pony.
No. Up in the top, like right by Midoriya's head, there's a blonde woman. I don't.
Oh, that's the girl who like inverts herself.
Inverts herself.
You know those little squishy toys? Like it's like a cylinder. It's practically a fleshlight, which is full of fucking like Celine.
That's an awful.
And that's a toy.
power.
And that's a toy they gave to children in the '90s.
They've also got that beauty pageant winner woman. Girl.
Oh, I see her. Yeah, like our eyes met at the same time. Also, Horikoshi himself is in between Bakugo's fingers.
What?
See the hand thing?
Oh, yeah, the hand.
His
yeah,
little
I see it.
Horisona.
Oh, that's cool actually.
But Dragon Lady's underneath Bakugo's arm, and then
I saw her
right
earlier,
too.
And I just thought, who the fuck is under Dragon Lady's arm?
That's Overhaul.
I thought it was, but it's just such a generic...
I know, it is very generic, but you can tell because the fucking 1,000-year stare he has now.
Not sure. Oh, yeah, and Stain's there.
Stain's there as well.
Yeah, Stain's there.
Okay, so is this entire podcast could be just staring at an image that our audience cannot see?
Yeah, no, I was trying to say, let's get into the chapter. Oh, they also have, like, really tall fucking fox lady right next to...
We're just playing Where's Waldo.
Right, okay then. So... I actually like this chapter immediately. It just goes into, fucking Bakugo's fucked something.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. Oh, yeah, no, you're correct. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the ending of the chapter. No, I like this. I like seeing the support class and the management class working together. I like when the nameless motherfuckers get to do things.
No, yeah, same.
This is sick.
Have we seen this guy in the background before or anything?
We have. Oh, the guy with the tall hair. We've seen him in the sports festival.
Oh, okay then.
So that's a callback. I love that. I love that shit.
I mean, I see he has a power. He has like plumes of fire coming out of his hair.
Does he?
Looks like it. He's like getting annoyed, and there's like a little like above his hair, and it's like twisting up.
Interesting.
Yeah,
you're right. He does. He's got a little steam engine. It's like those if you ever been to like a hibachi fucking grill where they stack the onions and they put the steam coming off the onion tower. It's basically what it is.
Oh, okay. Also, this panel underneath, like, with, the impact hitting Shigaraki, that does not even look like Shigaraki. I swear to God, it looks like a character from Street Fighter that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still a cool panel, but it looks really off-model for Shigaraki's face.
Yeah. Something we gotta mention, so there was a holiday, so this chapter got leaked super early.
Oh, yeah?
And the leaks really, like, overblew what happened.
Oh. What did the leaks say? They say, like,
They
Bakugo
were
has
like,
lost his arm.
Bakugo's arm's fucking missing, and his face is blown off. And I'm like, no, he kind of, like, tore his... It's not... Like, he definitely does start bleeding in a sec, but he, like... It's like he's actually, like, bleeding from his nose. He tore his mask, and he's bleeding from his nose, and Shigaraki still doesn't have disintegrate, so he didn't, like, disintegrate his arm, he just broke it.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Like they really.
I mean, even I was like, you know,
leaks
hand on
went fucking
heart.
Crazy.
Even I was like, hand on heart until I was like, oh, wait, no, it really doesn't matter because Monoma's there. I thought the explosion was gonna throw him off with the bit where it's like, keep those eyes open, Monoma. And, because imagine how hard it'd be, like, obviously keep track of where things are.
Because Manuel's keeping him more, like, moisturized and stuff. But yeah, you're right. Like, keeping pace, especially when there's explosions and flashes of light, that's fucking difficult.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice that Horikoshi is really pushing and showing us how much everyone is really struggling with this. Like, you can see Yaoyorozu is...
I
like,
love this fortress. I love this whole fortress deal.
No, yeah, the fortress is like the coolest thing that has come of this. I would just like it if we were... I mean, I'm glad we didn't cut away. I genuinely thought it was going to be...
Oh, give it time. Give it time.
Fighting... Like, I thought we were going to transition back to... Endeavor in a second. And, no, we just got everything here, actually, and I'm glad. In fact, I feel like this is probably one of the most satisfying chapters we've had for a bit.
I agree. I think this art's awesome.
Like, we've been, like, talking up Endeavor and how good that stuff's been, but then we get to the end of the chapter, and it's like, oh, well, All For One's gonna keep on kicking, whatever.
We're finally gonna see, I mean, I'm saying going to see, we see it, we see young All For One.
Yeah,
as we speculated, he would regenerate himself, and here we go! You know what? Midoriya versus a refreshed All For One. An All For One in his prime versus Deku, you know what? I'm all for it, baby. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see him beat his ass.
Fair enough. I mean...
That being said, what was the point of Mirio in the first war arc for him to come back late again? I'm tired of Mirio only being around when it's convenient thematically.
It's because he's
getting on my nerves. He's getting on my fucking nerves.
Mirio shouldn't have come back in the last
He should never have come back.
He should have come back here.
Exactly. Like, this is the moment for it. And again, a lot of this is just retread. Because again, Bakugo gets hurt here. The stabbing in the first war arc had more impact than this. I'm not concerned.
No.
Because Shigaraki does not have his disintegrate. Like, he just broke his arm. Bakugo's down. Great. Stabbing is more scarier than another one of fucking 50 fucking limb removals. Again, this is an absence of actual consequences. I'm getting tired of this. It's too much.
Yeah.
It is a fucking pile of meat now. How is this special anymore?
I'm surprised you haven't brought up, like, I'm surprised alarms haven't been going off for you this chapter. I bet they have the instant I bring it up. But it's when Shigaraki / All For One fucks everyone up for getting close and personal. Stupid move. I agree. But it's the only thing that ever piqued my interest in you is the fact that you're Midoriya's best friend.
That is
implying
true.
that he's interested in Midoriya before the retrieval arc.
That's always been the case. Again, because he's a mix of All For One and Shigaraki, and so that's it, he wants to use Bakugo to get to Midoriya.
Yeah, but it's like, I didn't even think... I mean, I know he's...
But yes, I agree that that's kind of bullshit, because in the Kamino incident arc, he was clearly interested in Bakugo. Like, actually wanted Bakugo on the League of Villains. So yeah, there's definitely some retconning-ish. Because in the initial series, before All Might went down, Midoriya wasn't the fucking Messiah, and he didn't circumvent all of the attention in the series. So yeah, once upon a time, Bakugo was more interesting to All For One in a more genuine sense. Now, it has to be related to Midoriya.
I don't know. It's the bit where it's like he still needs to graduate from UA so he can aim to be the #1 hero. And I'm like, is this gonna get into I am your father territory?
What? Eraserhead? That's Eraserhead screaming about Midoriya becoming Bakugo becoming #1. Because Eraserhead's mind is still in
I thought there's like a little
taking everything
tick.
over.
There's a little tick at the bottom, and it made me think that was coming from.
No, this is Eraserhead screaming, "Save my boy Bakugo! He's clearly better." I read the popularity polls. I am for the people.
He needs to graduate from UA so he can aim to be the #1 hero. Okay. I misread that panel.
Even the people are tired of everything being about Midoriya. This is the editor's fault. But he's getting a new editor though, so we'll see.
It's gonna be nice to see Nejire, Sunny, and Mirio at least like working together.
Yes, I've been looking forward to this. Like I said, this is the time for him to come back because I finally want to see these three working together because Nejire always gets cast aside. She always gets the girl-only moments, the girl-only interactions and fights and shit. And now now the big three actually get to be the big three, and we get to see them how their moves work together. Because you would think they have experience together, they would be better together.
I agree. Like, you are right, we've never gotten to see them all work together, and as far as I'm aware, I mean, you could say that, Lemillion probably has a little catching up to do, possibly, but it's been a while since the last war, so maybe not. Point is, as far as we know, these three are actually the most powerful students in the school.
And I would agree with that. And now we finally see them get together, because even in the Overhaul arc, they kept Mirio and Tamaki separate. We never get to see these guys work together, and I want that so badly, and now he's finally given to us. I can't wait. This is the thing I'm most excited about right now.
I actually really liked Nejire's face when Sunny is like just saying, I just want to have a graduation. We'll get Principal Nezu to throw one in for us after this is over, and she's like, right. And it's almost this,
I really
it's
like
like
that
she doesn't
too.
really believe that, actually.
You've mentioned that Tamaki's a great character. Like, you've really gassed him up for me, and all three of them together, like, Nejire never gets enough justice, but now that all three of them are together, it's very highly optimistic thinking, but I hope we're gonna, like, not only do they bring their quirks and their battle styles together, I hope their characterizations flourish for a chapter or two. I want to see more, because these couple panels, as you just mentioned, it's fucking great. Again, the big three have better, more genuine interactions together than Midoriya does with most of his classmates.
Yeah.
Sans
No,
Bakugo.
I could agree
Sans
with that.
Bakugo.
No, I completely agree with that, yeah.
Because as All For One Shiggy mentions, I'm only interested in you as it relates to Midoriya, because they're right, they are best friends, and they do have some interesting interactions. But everyone else, like, said that the Class 1A fight during the Vigilante Deku fight was so disingenuine, because they don't actually relate to each other very well.
No, now that you've said that, I kind of hate that he said that, because, like, I would not class them as friends at that point.
I
in the
would.
story
I
at
think
all.
they've been friends forever, and Bakugo's just been a bit lost for most of his life, and now that he's learned to settle the fuck down.
I refer back to the fucking chapter 1 stuff.
Yeah, no,
still.
exactly. Like, Bakugo was a shitty friend. That's not up for debate. Bakugo apologizes for that.
Not even friend. I wanted
Because they were
Bakugo to
friends.
get-
Because Midori says what changed was when Bakugo got his quirk. They were friends up until then. Then he's got his quirk, and that changed everything. Not necessarily Bakugo's quirk, but the way that people interacted with Bakugo. Hero Society, again, there used to be this great thing about Hero Society. They used to really highly critical of Hero Society. The fact that it warped Bakugo into a piece of shit. And he had to overcome that. He had big fish, little pond syndrome.
My point is, unless All For One or something has had their eyes on Midoriya for a really long time.
Oh, you
why
wanna
would
keep
he
bringing this
ever
back to
even
Dad for
think
one.
that Bakugo is his best friend?
You want to keep playing the theory that All For One is Midoriya's dad? No, dude, this motherfucker watches everyone. This motherfucker watches everyone and everything. Because he has intel on anyone when it's fucking convenient for his trollish fucking narrative. It's annoying.
Yeah, I agree. It's really bullshit, but it's like, that's what I'm worried about.
But you're worried that he's gonna wind up being the fucking dad, or the fact that he's got more connection to Midoriya, the fact that that theory that he did take Midoriya's powers. Bro, it's basically all but confirmed now. I'm like, I've given up fighting that. I've given up fighting that theory. It's gonna happen, and I'm so fucking upset.
But that's exactly what I mean. I don't know. I'm like, All For One is like a piece of shit, but there's no way he'd ever be like, he would even be like, to Bakugo, you're his best friend. No way.
I perceived that you guys would be best friends, so I turned Bakugo against you. Here's $5, kid. Bully that other kid.
So he's trying to mentally torture Bakugo right now, but I feel like he should, if anything, at this point, maybe he doesn't know Bakugo as well as he thinks he does, but he should really be going, like, in your abridged series, you fucking tortured that boy, you piece of shit. Just kill yourself, Bakugo. That's what he should be doing right now. But instead he's like, no, I only gave a shit about you because of your, like, adjacent relation to Midoriya. Because he's such a bad troll.
You're right. He's such a fucking terrible troll. He has better ammo to work with, and he won't use it.
Precisely. That is precisely what I'm saying. So
yeah, you've nailed it.
Yeah, I'm
and even if he did do that, I would still be annoyed. I'm like, bro, just fucking fight. God damn, we're past this shit.
Everything this man does bothers you.
That was a week ago. I'm a changed person. I'm a different person now. Except for Endeavor. Endeavor says I have not changed. I hate myself even more now. I'm so fucking pissed. Laser beam eyes.
That was fucking badass.
That was sick. We didn't mention that last week. The fact that they showed us his origin, that his dad died. And that's the reason why Endeavor is the way he is. He hates weakness because his dad died because he perceived him to be weak. That's fucking sad.
No, it is.
That is so fucking sad. Endeavor is amazing.
He is. No, I love.
You see why he's so fucking critical of everything and why he pushes things so fucking far. Because he's like, if you're weak, you will die. And I don't want my children to fucking die. In this society that values strength.
Endeavor is like always wearing the best outfits. He's got like the black suit with the fucking turtleneck.
Oh, yeah, he's always got the pimp. He's always got the pimp wear. Yeah, he's always got the drip.
He always looks so freaking good.
He's got his fucking ice on, dude. Look at that. He's got the fucking chain.
I know.
Look at him. He's missing an arm, by the way. He does not have his arm.
Oh, fuck. I need to see again.
Yeah, look, he's holding his arm. He's like, ow. I really wish I had a forearm right now. Horikoshi can't man up and just fucking kill me. And make the audience actually happy. I'd be sad, but the Midoriya fans would love it. Endeavor's the only one that's the threat to Midoriya's throne for, like, most popular character. Like, genuinely, truthfully. Like, the actual main character of the series.
But I'm worried about, like, you know, everything coming out with All For One. I don't want it to go in this direction. I want him to have, like...
It's already... We are well far in the
I just want there to be, like, this is the point where it's like... Oh, what else have you done All For One? You son of a bitch, you may as well let it all out. It's like, no, I've pretty much said, like, the most evil things I've done. Are you sure you got nothing else? No, I have nothing else up my sleeves. I revealed all of my dastardly plans.
You say that, and then he reveals his fucking the reversal.
That he went all the way to New York and he killed Koichi or something and made him into a Nomu.
Bullshit. He's in America. Basically, he's already admitted that he can't go to America. Like because of Star and Stripe.
Yeah.
He could never go to America because of that.
Well, yeah, I would never go to America if Stars and Stripes is there.
I wouldn't go to America because Captain Celebrity's there. He's amazing. I wouldn't go there because Skycrawler's there.
You wouldn't go there because you don't deserve to be in Captain Celebrity's, like, you know, fucking vicinity. None of us do.
We don't deserve him.
No, we don't.
But I think unless you have final thoughts, I think that's where we need to wrap up for today.
I'm thinking so too.
But that good discussion. I mean, I think for once we actually had like a general Jump discussion where One Piece didn't fully take over.
Right.
But, hey, when does One Piece come back? Next week?
Next week. It's back next week.
It's all over in 2 weeks. Your life is over, audience. It's gonna be nothing but One Piece and Chainsaw Man.
Ryokugyu needs to have a confirmed body count next week. Shit needs to go down so hard in One Piece next week. I can't wait.
Okay, but we must wait. So we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, jumping on the train. Wait.
No, we made the train this week. Okay, we were here on time early.
And we're going back to the ocean?
Next week we'll go back to the ocean. Soon, Val.
Fuck yeah, we're going back to the fucking ocean.
Mind the gap as you exit our podcast safely. Rebuild of Joycast is hosted by Ivan LeRoy and Valentine Stokes. LeRoy's written and directed works can be found on the JoyRide Entertainment YouTube channel and the soon-to-be-released original web manga, PARAMEDIC. Val's dulcet tones can be heard in many of your favorite anime and web series, such as RWBY, Death Battle, Tribe 9, Lackadaisy Cats, and more. This episode was edited by Steena Carey, with YouTube version edited by Cody Rock. Music provided by Lofi Geek. Intro and outro narration by Steena Carey. Outro music composed by Michael Pejovich. Logo and visuals designed by Ivan LeRoy. Rebuild of Joycast is produced by JoyRide Entertainment and Rock Voice Productions LLC, and made possible thanks to Patreon donations from generous listeners like you. This month's highest tiered Patreon producers are Mr. Host, Austin, Gooner Bear, Jellydonut, and FluffyGiggles McKoolcid. If you would like your name shouted out at the end of each podcast, an invite to our private Discord to interact with fans, cast and crew, or early access to all of our content, be sure to check out JoyRide Entertainment's Patreon. Links provided in the description. Thank you for keeping JoyRide's engine burning.